The 9th day of June, the year being 2024, and on this particular Sunday, the second Sunday of the month, I'm already here with one responsibility, and that is to place you ahead of the curve, not only with news, but only the latest news. We have a lot lined up for you, including President William Ruto and his Deputy Rigathi Gachagua, who are already in Nakuru County attending the National Akorino prayer session. But first, the highlights. Attorney General Justin Muturi has said there is no rift between President Ruto and his Deputy Rigathi Gachagua.
I don't see anything wrong.
North Rift leaders continue to slam Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over one man, one vote, 1 shilling revenue sharing formula.
Hii mambo ya one man, one vote, 1 shilling. We do not agree with it.
And the government has noted that technical and vocational training institutes will revitalize Kenya's dwindling manufacturing sector by creating over 40,000 jobs.
You can start your small industry as a cottage industry, and so long as you have the knowledge, you have the space, access to capital, you can thrive.
Once again, good afternoon. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Moka William, and this is TV47 News Now. TV47 News Now starts now. Starting off, we start off with a live event that is in Nakuru High School, where President William Ruto, together with his Deputy President, that is Rigathi Gachagua, are currently attending the National Prayer Conference, that is the Akorino Prayer Conference. Let's listen in to what is currently happening on that side.
Nataka nikushukuru pia on behalf of Njoro constituency na mkiwa na deputy. Asanti sana kwa ile kazi mumeweza kufanya nchi yetu ya Kenya. Wezi president wetu kusahau kutoa shukrani mbele ya hii kanisa kwa vile mumeweza pia kushikilia nchi yetu yote wakati tumepitia challenges ya mafuriko hapa na pale, na pia nipate nafasi kushukuru mtu wako wa mkono Deputy President. Juzi tulikuwa na shida mingi, akasimama na watu wa Nakuru County na kona zingine, na asante sana Deputy President, hata wale watoto waliweza kupatikana na tukawapata mema. Sana endeleeni kutuombea, na nikimaliza najua Wakorino mkimaliza mumeacha baraka kwa president wetu na deputy wake na governor na sisi viongozi kwa ile chorus yenu ya oh, more moradhime rogame iriembere moradhimero.
Nilikuwa namwambia niwachie hapo, pengine nimumalizie, na mimi sijui hata wimbo hata moja, lakini nitajipanga tu hapo hapo. Nikubalie nilete ndugu yangu Bwana Chebor kutoka Rongai, mheshimiwa wa Chebor ambaye ni jirani yetu hapa Rongai. Karibu Chebor. Bas.
All right, speaking right there was the Member of Parliament for Njoro, that is Charity Kadhambi, but we'll still keep tabs with that particular story. We expect a lot of things to unravel in that particular event, so do keep it TV47 and more so our subsequent bulletins. Now, elsewhere, Attorney General Justin Muturi has asked elected leaders to focus on important discussion of leadership accountability than the alleged rift between President William Ruto and his Deputy Rigathi Gachagua. Speaking in Embu on Saturday, the former National Assembly Speaker urged elected leaders to endeavor on what they promised Kenyans before the 2022 general elections than beginning the 2027 campaigns this early. Muturi, however, highlighted the diverging methods and end goals of each leader, suggesting potential implications for the political landscape.
Thank you so much. So we should go back to the more important discussion of accountability in leadership. That is, for me, it's more important how accountable we are in the management of the resources that we collect from the people and share, even among counties. How accountable are we? I think we should that's a conversation we should begin now in the country, So kwa sababu huu ni wakati wa kufanya kazi, si wakati wa siasa. Tujiulize, how accountable are we? Tuote mambo zingine hizi mnafurisha wananchi vichwa bure tu.
Still on leadership, North Rift leaders have continuously slammed Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over his push to have 1 shilling 1 vote formula of sharing national resources, terming it baseless and move to sideline marginalized communities. Speaking in Marakwet East during a fundraiser at Koitogum Primary School to aid in construction of modern facility, the leaders said that the proposed formula is divisive and will create rift amongst Kenyans. Deputy President, that is Rigathi Gachagua, since argued that populated regions should receive a higher allocation than their least populated counterparts. Rather, the formula has created a rift between the first and second in command, with both their allies raising issues on the manner of which revenue will be shared.
Hii mambo ya 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling, we do not agree with it. We shall oppose that particular narrative in our country. We want huyu mbunge kutoka Mandera South. Anatoka huko Mandera. Mandera has a is vast. Kwa hivyo hatutaki kuweka pesa kulingana na watu. Kwa sababu ule mtu ambaye anataka rais, alafu atuambie 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. Ataambia nini watu wa Turkana ambaye inatoshana na nchi 3 ya Burundi, Rwanda na Djibouti? Ataambia nini watu wa Northeastern ambaye wako na shamba kubwa sana and they were left out wakati nchi hii ikiendelea?
Sasa ukibagua ile sehemu 80% ya nchi hii, ushughulike tu na 20% ya nchi hii, kesho wakati ambapo hizo sehemu zitakuwa ni sehemu ambayo utategemea kwa ukulima, ukuzaji wa chakula, mifugo na mambo mengine mengi, itakuwa itasambaratisha nchi hii kwa sababu siasa zetu zitakuwa zimefurugika.
In 1 man 1 shilling 1 vote, Mount Kenya counties, 5 of them are going to lose almost 500 million each. Tharaka Nithi will lose, Nyeri will lose, Kirinyaga will lose, Laikipia and Nyandarua will lose, just like Elgeyo Marakwet will lose on 1 man 1 vote 1 shilling. Kwa hivyo naambia mtu kabla hujashika microphone, consult mimi economist na mtu ya hesabu, nikwambie kabla hujajikata mguu kuja nikueleze polepole.
And a section of Mount Kenya leaders have warned President William Ruto against implementing the proposed Finance Bill 2024, saying that the punitive taxation measures proposed will slide the country into an economic halt. A section of Mount Kenya politicians led by former Thika Member of Parliament and Kiambu County Assembly Speaker Stephen Disho noted that the introduction of the new taxes will make the poor poorer, while making the Kenya Revenue Authority unable to hit its targets. The legislators have been urged to shoot down the proposals once they get into the floor of the House.
I saw the IMF and World Bank report this morning. They are warning President William Ruto that the taxes that he is proposing in that bill are impractical. They are they cannot be implemented unless you want to kill a whole population.
You look at the taxes, the KRA agenda, that every mama now, because I can speak on behalf of mamas, we are not able to cook for our families. It is chaotic.
To our members of parliament, because we, outside the parliament, we can only talk. The people with the muscle and the power to make sure that that bill does not pass are members of parliament. So we were to tell them in this meeting, not to tell us that they didn't read it, like the 2023 finance bill. This one, we were to tell them, and we are telling them, Wanjiko has read this bill. And Wanjiko has seen this bill is a bad bill for Wanjiko.
Elsewhere, a section of the United Democratic Alliance leaders in West Pokot are calling for a consensus among the leaders after the suspension of the party elections due to suspected foul play in the county. Led by Kapenguria Member of Parliament, that is Samuel Moroto, the leaders cited their wide irregularities and malpractice during voting from the ward level, and that some leaders have become sly in bribing voters. The Member of Parliament says if such systems fail, it's better to have the Mlolongo system to achieve fairness.
Watu wanapigana. Kwa hivyo tunasema kwamba bana, unajua hii watu walikuja na kusema na kuna katchet inawekwa nini ndani. Ati anapiga kura na katchet. Sio kura, hata afadhali ile mlolongo ya Nyayo KANU zamani.
Hizi iko na itilafu kubwa kwa sababu mtu mmoja anaweza beba IDs ya watu wengi na kwenda kujasia mahali. Na hiyo wanasema watu wamepiga kura. So tunasema chama ikitaka kufanya iwe mzuri, itafute mbinu nyingine ya kupiga kura. Si kutumia hii gadget, afadhali tumia ile mbinu ya hizi za IBC. Ile kuna karatasi ya kupiga kura kama we ni delegate, alafu iende mzuri, alafu unaweka mkono. Ile inaonyesha kwamba umepiga kura na usirudia.
Nyingine hapa kuna watu waliwekwa hii nini hoteli ile ya makutano hii. Horizon. Wakachukua IDs yao yote. Wakaenda kufeed hiyo kitu. Kesho yake hata watu wale wengine wanakuja kupiga kura kama wakifikiri ni kawaida. Hakuna, kumbe imejazwa.
All right, now let us shift gears. And Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Trade and Industries, Rebecca Miano, has said that the government will, or rather has started a program of working with the technical and vocational training institutes. Cabinet Secretary Miano says the move will revitalize Kenya's dwindling manufacturing sector by creating 40,000 skilled jobs for young people each year. Speaking during the national government's fourth medium-term plan launch in Nyandarua National Polytechnic, Miano acknowledged the government industrialization agenda that he notes had encountered challenges such as capacity and training.
It's true that our industrialization agenda has faced quite a lot of challenges, one of which is capacity and the training. That's why the government has actually prioritized, even in the MTP4, the training in technical skills, the TVETs, and that will be able to address that challenge.
We can make chain link, we can make small things that we can do. And I think principle, if we can start even investing, kwa vitu ndogo ndogo, tukue tuna ka factory ya mismari hapa. So as a country we have let ourselves down because we have neglected manufacturing. If we all went into small manufacturing, maziwa, yogurt, kidogo, juice, utaandika watu wawili, watatu, wanne na Kenya yote ishike hapo.
And now we take a look matters Jaba, that is Moka. The events after the ban of Moka stimulants in some of the coastal counties has negatively impacted the income of casual laborers who earn a living from pruning, picking and packaging the stimulant in Embu County.
The aftermath of Moka ban has caused dire challenges to the business people involved from Embu County. Karaoke Simba, a Moka farmer, explains how the confusion of ban has rendered close to 1,000 people in his farm jobless.
Sai, as we speak, ile mera inaenda ni kidogo sana compared na yenye ilikuwa inaenda mbeleni. Bei niko sai ni bei hata we can't be able to pay our workers. We can't be able even to employ new workers. Wameemploy watu kama 1,000. But as for now, wamepungua zaidi to like 100.
He further says the ban is putting many farmers in danger of auction from banks due to the hard time to pay their loans.
Ile maroon tulikuwa tumechukua bank. Right now banks wameanza kututhreaten watakuja kuchota.
Simba has questioned the absence of some leaders from Mount Kenya region who, he says, have been silent amid the turbulence, even as the crop is protected by the constitution.
So tunaomba serikali tushikirie, knowing that hii mmea is scheduled crop. So imekubalika kulima, kuuza na kutembea kila mahali.
Morris Mugambi, a civil engineer and an employed graduate, explains how the Moka business came into handy after failing to secure a job.
Mimi nikiongea binafsi, nimesoma, nimeenda mpaka college, nimefanya civil engineering na pando nimeandifenja in Miraa. Kwa hivyo nasema Miraa si ati inalimwa na watu ambao hawajasoma ama watu ambao hawana hekima.
Nina watoto shule na karo ya shule ninatoa hapa kwa hii mumera ya Miraa. Kila kitu tunategemea hii mumera.
A section of university students attested that they got to sustain themselves from the farming of the crop.
I depend on Miraa for a living and school fees, but at this time I'm on a long holiday, and so I have come here in this Miraa farm to work as a worker.
All right, and that is the situation, even as the debacle on Moka rages on in different parts of the country. Now, to matters education. Bungoma County Assembly has not prioritized education in the budget of the financial year 2024-2025 after reducing the allocation of the education department from 1.6 billion shillings to 1.4 billion shillings. According to education activists in Bungoma County, the budget reduction in the education sector will affect early childhood development education and also technical vocational education and training in the county. Led by Bungoma County Children Rights Network Coordinator, that is John Mukenya, the activists have encouraged the Budget and Allocation Committee of Bungoma County Assembly to reconsider increasing the budget for education department from 1.4 billion shillings to 1.8 billion shillings to enable, or rather to able the needs of the particular department.
This money is now going to support other projects, like we can see projects like construction of the governor's residence has been increased by almost double. Construction of the deputy governor's residence, construction of other departments have been increased. The Department of Finance has been increased its allocation. So we are saying that it is not in good faith that whatever that was being utilized in this department as bursaries and scholarship that has been reduced because of advocacy and realization that this is not a common debt is being taken to different departments. This money should have been retained in this department so that now it comes to undertake the common debt of the county, which is pre-primary, and VTC, home craft centers, and also a village polytechnic. So I think it is wrong for the county to reduce the allocation to the department, and yet over the years, the common debt of the department has not been, addressed accordingly.
We are also concerned that the county government has reduced the allocation for tuition towards the vocational training colleges, centers, from 20 million to 15 million. As a county, we are having a high number of school dropouts, so we are recommending and making an appeal to the county government to be able to increase the allocation for vocational training centers so that these learners that have dropped out of school can be able to enroll into the vocational training center so that they can be able to get skills that will enable them to have dignified employment in the future. And we have also noted that the department does not have the requisite policies that will enable them to be able to actually execute their mandate. So it is also an appeal to the county government to be able to increase allocation to the department so that all the relevant policies that are needed for the department, like the pre-primary policy, we have in the vocational training policy, we're having the school feeding policy, we're having the child care centers policy and the home craft centers, which are very key for the implementation of the common debt of the Department of Education in the county.
Conservationists in Malindi in Kilifi County have urged the Kenya Wildlife Service to place signage with information barring people from dumping carelessly within the beaches to help protect the marine ecosystem and promote tourism in the area. Speaking at the beach of Malindi at Coco Beach during a cleanup day exercise organized monthly by the Progress Welfare Association of Malindi, they condemned the ongoing reckless waste dumping, including plastics, which have threatened marine life, particularly the endangered sea turtles, fish, among other creatures living in the ocean.
So that people can know that they are entering a place which requires total care so that they don't drop plastics just aimlessly. And the wananchi who are using these beaches, could we just avoid dropping the plastics just aimlessly?
Let's ask ourselves, if everybody did what I do, whether this world would be a better place. So let us choose to do the right thing.
So why do we litter? Julizeni, why nyinyi wenyewe?
So many marine organisms living in that particular ocean depends actually on us to ensure that we are protecting the organisms or the biodiversity in that ocean for our own use and also future generation.
So let's start right now with the children. If we teach them how to do it right now, 5 years or 2 years from now, they will be the ones teaching the other kids what to do.
So cleaning it, we may need a lot of people, because one person can't clean the entire beach in one day. So a lot of people can do the job.
The young man, quite bold of him. Now, still in that particular county, whereby the county government is exploring ways in which local cashew nuts farmers will start earning from carbon credits through planting of cashew nut trees. The county government insists that cashew nut tree planting should be considered as efforts towards restoring of tree cover, and participating farmers should benefit from carbon credits. Zamza Mohammed, the Chief Officer for Environment in the county, speaking during Farmers Empowerment Program, the event pointed out that farmers were being sensitized on how to benefit from carbon credit market. Through the Empowering Farmers Foundation, more than 12,000 farmers have benefited from at least 1 million cashew nut and moringa tree seedlings that they have planted in their farms.
Mradi kama huu kwa kweli inaleta faida mingi kwa upande wa mabadiliko ya tabia nchi. Kama tunavyojua sote, mabadiliko ya tabia nchi ni sekta ambayo inakata across all departments and all sectors.
We have a new instrument in carbon markets that will allow to bridge the gap essentially between the time where the trees are, or other interventions are implemented, and between the time that they start bringing actual economic benefits to the communities. So in order to bridge the gap, carbon finance is paramount.
Na kazi na wakulima 12,500 ambapo ni ugawaji wa miche ya mikorosho na mizungi, na pia mbali na miche ya mizungi na mikorosho tutakuwa tunapeana mbegu ya wimbi. Kwa hii season tunaanza na nusu ya wakulima 6,250. Tunawapatia mbegu, tushawa train tayari, tumewapatia mbegu, wataweza kuvuna ifikapo mwezi wa 8, na mwaka ujao wale ambao wamebakia tutawapatia mbegu pia waweze kupanda.
All right, still our cameras in the coastal region of Kenya, and Kwale Governor Fatuma Achani has defended the development projects her administration has implemented in the Macnon Road area, which is being disputed by the Taita Taveta County government. Achani expressed surprise at or rather concerns towards the Taita Taveta government's claim that Macnon is not part of Kwale County, despite the Kwale government having initiated numerous development projects in the area since the year 2013. Her statement follows an order from Mombasa High Court directing the Taita Taveta government to collect levies in the Macnon area, which is currently under the jurisdiction of Kwale County.
Umesema unataka planning ya Makina, unataka mtoto wa Makina alipiwe fees, unataka hospitali ya Makina iwe na madawa, unataka Macnon gas yaendelezeshwe. Ile pesa itatoka wapi wakati ushuru wako utaulipa kaunti nyingine? Inawezekana kweli? Inawezekana kweli?
Ni mradi Madam Fatuma Achani umetutekelezea sisi, na ile plan ambayo bado wanayo hiyo, Mungu ndiye atakulipa. Sisi hatuna malipo, Mungu mwenyewe ndiye atakulipa. Alafu tutolewe hapo tukapelekwe Barakafu hapo jirani. Mimi mjinga ambaye atakubali mambo kama hayo?
Mimi ni kijana mdogo, lakini pia ni mzaliwa wa Makina. Mimi napigia kura police station inaitwa Mwanatibu, iko kule karibu na Bachuma Gate. na ninashangaa kuna fununu zinapita kwamba Makina si Kwale.
In other news, shareholders from the embattled Embakasi Ranching Company were relieved on Friday after they were allocated 250-acre piece of land and title deeds presented to them. The members warned the Enka city land owners in Kajiado and the former greedy, what they claimed as greedy management, who caused them trouble for over 50 years fighting for land ownership rights.
Na siku ya leo nimeleta shareholders wa Embakasi Ranching Company kwa shamba yao ya hapa Kitengela next to Ostrich Farm. Na ya muhimu sana ile imefanya niwalete, niwaweze kujua mahali shamba yao iko, wajue ya kwamba hati miliki sahihi shamba tayari zimeanza kutoka. Hii shamba ni shamba ya dhamani kubwa. Sheria inasimama na inaongea vizuri ya kwamba shamba yeyote ya kampuni kama inauzwa lazima kuwe na general meeting.
Kwa hivyo kwa saa hii ni wakati wa kuanza kurejesha hiyo mali kwa shareholders wa kampuni ya Embakasi Ranching ili nao waweze kufurahia matunda ya mwekezaji wao. Tumedhibitisha kupitia kwa hati miliki za kampuni ambayo imedhibitishwa through hata search. Hati miliki za kampuni za kutoka kwa serikali zimedhibitisha kwamba hii shamba imeandikwa Embakasi Ranching Company Limited.
Again, let us shift gears to matters agriculture. 24 groups of beekeepers from Lungalunga constituency in Kwale County have received support and skills from the county government in partnership with Kids Care Social Organization in an effort to promote beekeeping and honey production in the county. According to Kilifi County Deputy Governor Chirema Kombo, the training and support offered will assist the beekeepers in the production of honey on a large scale. More than 300 residents from those groups have benefited from the project, which aims to help them earn a living.
Nipongeze sana yale makundi ambayo yameangazia mradi huu. Kile ambacho nimesisitiza kwa hawa wa supporters wetu ni kwamba makundi ambayo yako hapa, nimeleta idara za serikali ziwasaidie. Kids Care ikifanya msaada huu, serikali ya Kwale nayo ifanye msaada huu ili tuendeleze zaidi.
Wale ambao kwamba hawajiwezi, lakini tunaweza tukaungana nao tukaboresha maisha polepole.